The Lost Teddy. Have you ever ridden on a bus? The one that Mum and Kipper are just about to catch has an upstairs and a downstairs. Do you know what a bus like this is called? Kipper liked riding on the double-decker bus. He liked to go upstairs and sit in the very front seat. Then he could pretend that he was the driver. Kipper and Mum are standing at the bus stop. They are just about to get on the bus to go to town. I wonder if they'll go upstairs and sit in the front seat this time. We won't go all the way upstairs today, Kipper, said Mum, because there won't be time. We're getting off at the next stop. Mum had taken Kipper with her when she went to have her eyes tested. If she had been by herself, Mum would have walked. But in the first place, Mum was in a hurry and Kipper couldn't walk fast enough. And in the second place, Kipper loved riding on a double-decker bus, so Mum thought it would be a treat for him. As it was only a short ride, Kipper and Mum sat downstairs. In no time at all, the bus pulled up at the next stop, and Kipper and Mum had to get off. Oh no! Kipper was so surprised that the journey was over that he left Teddy behind, sitting on the seat. As soon as Kipper got off the bus, he remembered Teddy. "I've left Teddy on the bus," he gasped. "I've left Teddy behind." By this time, the bus had moved off and was almost out of sight, so it wasn't possible for Mum to run after it. "Oh, Kipper," said Mum, "there's not much I can do at the moment. I'm already late for my eye test." "But what about Teddy?" wailed Kipper. "When we get home, we'll phone the bus company. I expect the bus conductor will find Teddy and look after him until we can get him back." When Kipper went to bed that night, he was very upset. He couldn't get to sleep without Teddy to keep him company, and he couldn't help crying. Biff and Chip tried to cheer him up. They took some of their favorite toys to give Kipper. "Don't cry," said Chip. "I can't help it," sniffed Kipper. "I keep wondering if I'll ever see Teddy again. What if someone has found him and kept him?" The next day, Mum said to Kipper, "Come on, we're going on the bus again. We're going to the lost property office at the bus station." A lost property office is a place that looks after all the things that people have lost on buses. And you'd be surprised at the things people lose. "I expect lots of children lose teddy bears and toys," said Mum. "There's probably a special department that looks after teddy bears." Mum said this to try and cheer Kipper up. But he was so worried that Teddy wouldn't be at the lost property office that he didn't feel in the mood to be cheered up. At last they arrived at the bus station, and they went straight to the place that said, Lost Property. Kipper had fingers crossed on both hands, and he kept saying to himself, I wish, I hope, I wish, I hope. When Mum asked the lady if Kipper's teddy bear had been handed in, she said, I expect so. We had 5 teddy bears in yesterday, so I expect Kipper's is in the box. And it was. You can imagine how pleased Kipper was to see Teddy again. And you can imagine how glad Teddy was to see Kipper. As for all the other lost teddies, well, they do look sad. But don't worry. The lady told Kipper that their owners would all come in and find them sooner or later. In fact, as Kipper and Mum were leaving, a sad-looking little girl was going into the lost property office with her dad. I bet I know what she's lost, said Kipper.